G'day, welcome back. Recently I've seen a lot of videos, foreigners who come to Medellin and they start making videos like living for 500 a month, 400 a month. Basically, that's not very realistic. Or if you do it, you're not going to be living the best kind of life. It's definitely going to be a downgrade if you're coming from the US or, Australia or the UK. Why would anyone do that? In today's video, I'm going to take you step by step through my personal monthly expenses. It's really a comfortable way of living without being too flashy or wasting money on unnecessary things. And it's a huge upgrade from the life that I had back in Australia and obviously for a lot less. So let's get into it. So here I've put together a spreadsheet which basically covers all my monthly expenses, and we're going to go through one by one so you can actually see how much it's going to cost you to live in Medellin monthly. All the figures that I'm talking about are in US dollars, and at the time of making this video, $1 equals 4,300 Colombian pesos. Okay, let's begin with the biggest one right off the bat, and that is rent. I haven't put in my rent. My situation is very different in the fact that I actually stay with my girlfriend in an apartment that is owned by her parents. So we pay them. It's much, much, much cheaper than probably what you are ever going to find. So I have some other options here. All right. So this is a good ballpark, or this is a good range that I think you should aim for. Let's start with Poblado. If you find a place for about 1,500 in Poblado, fully furnished, all these options I'm talking about are fully furnished, a nice modern place, not just a shithole mattress on the ground, no windows, dungeon, a nice livable place, 2 bedrooms, you might be able to find for 1,500 a month. Okay, Laureles drops down significantly, as you can see, $900. You should be able to find something nice, let's say 2 bedroom. And Envigado, you might be able to find something nice for about $750 with 2 bedrooms. Yeah. So all these places we're talking about, 2 bedroom, 1 or 2 bathrooms, obviously you have a kitchen, might have a balcony. Use these figures. If you're paying anything more than that, I would be asking some questions. If you want more information on how to rent like a local, I've left some videos in the description, so check that out. All right. So rent's out the way. Now let's talk about food. Me personally, I'm vegan. I like to cook at home a lot. Every month, I pay $5.79 for Rappi Prime. If you don't know what Rappi is, it's a great app that everybody uses here in Colombia. It's like a Uber Eats, but it's not just food. You can get electronics, medicine, stuff from the supermarket, sporting supplies, clothes, basically everything, and it's delivered straight to your door. Delivery might be like $1 or $2, but I use it like 20 times a week. So this $5 that I pay to get free delivery, unlimited, is well worth it. Okay, now let's go to groceries. All right, I get all my groceries off Rappi. I don't go to the supermarket because I hate it. I hate going there and wasting time and looking for everything, then realizing I forgot something, waiting in lines and stuff. I rather just do my weekly shopping and then get it delivered straight to my door for free. Obviously, if you have this Rappi Prime membership, once a week we'll shop, right? And it will cost about 400,000 pesos a month, or 100,000 a week, which is about, let's call it $25 a week for food. And that's going to be about $93 a month for getting food, breakfast, lunch, dinner, and cooking at home. Yeah. It can be 30% cheaper if you buy from a local market instead of a supermarket. So there's some markets, for example, Plaza Minorista, Mayorista, they are much cheaper because it's not retail. But me personally, can't be bothered, and I'm happy to pay a bit extra to just get it straight to my door. Now let's move to the next part of food, which is restaurants. Yeah, I like to go out maybe once a week. It might cost you about 30,000 for a meal. I think that's about average for a main and a drink. It can be as low as 15. So for example, today I was out in Envigado and I had a menu of the day, and it was only, I think, 16 or 17,000, which is like $3 or $4. But generally, let's say at a sit down restaurant, ordering off the menu, not menu of the day, it could cost you anywhere between 20,000 to 40,000. I've said 30,000 because that's smack bang in the middle. I do that once a week. Monthly, that's costing me $27, all right, to eat out 4 times a month. The next one is transportation. One of my favorite things about living in the city is because transportation, and not even public transportation, private transportation, so Uber, is so cheap. It allows me to do so many things with my life. I definitely do a lot more here than I ever did back home, just because it's so convenient. Yeah, I take 8 Ubers a week. I take a lot. So that's 4 times a week that I'll go out and do something, once there and once back. So that's 8 Ubers a week. And on average, that will cost me 15,000 each way. That's actually a bit high. Often, for example, I'll go from my place in Laureles to my mate's place in Poblado, 15-20 minutes to get there, and it will only cost me like 8,000, okay? I've said 15,000 just to be safe. And if you extrapolate that over a month, that's $111 that I use in Uber. 2 trips per day, 4 times a week. I go to the gym, but I can just walk there, so that's no cost. So transportation, let's call it $111 a month. Obviously, I do a lot of things, so you can see how that really adds up. But imagine doing all these trips. If you were in the US and using Uber there, I'm sure that would be almost 4 times as much, all right? Let's get to activities and things that I like to do. So I'm a sporty guy. My whole life is about being active and playing sports. I get tennis lessons twice a week. I buy in packages of 8 classes a month. That's a private one-on-one tutor. And also it's pretty hard to book courts here. So I pay extra so that the tennis academy can actually book a court for me. So I know every week I have tennis classes at this time. So I don't have to muck around with going there and seeing if something's free just because I don't want to waste time. This is expensive, right? $123 a month on tennis lessons. That's about $15 a class, right? If you watch some of my other videos, I was getting lessons for as little as $6. But I needed to go online. I needed to do like a lot of annoying processes to book the court. It was a whole headache. So I just gave up with that and decided, I want to get better. So I just paid extra, okay? So $123 a month on that. Singing lessons. I get 1 a week, 4 classes a month, $39, private on Zoom. Okay, so gym is another one that I like to spend money on just so I don't have to fuck around with crowds and frustration. I pay $38 a month, which is actually very expensive, probably more expensive than the US. But to be honest, I haven't found a cheaper gym which is any good, which is not packed 100% of the time. There's a gym, a very famous gym called Smart Fit, and I was going to that gym before, and it was only 89,000 pesos, which is a bit over 20 bucks, so like $22 a month, but it's unusable piece of shit gym, full all the time. And I just got frustrated. I decided I don't care. I'm just going to pay double so I can have a good gym experience. So that's the $38 there, right? And now let's get to some other things. So cell phone, I do it once a month. It costs me $7.21 or 31,000 pesos. It's prepaid. I have to charge it up every 30 days. And I don't really know what's going on with the plan because when I first did this, they gave me 12 gig and then they doubled it to 24. And recently when I did it, they gave me 60 gig. So it just seems to be going up and up and up. Long story short, I pay $7 and it never runs out and I just have to do it every 30 days. So one of the greatest things about living in Colombia as well, you can have luxury kind of things like having a maid. We'll get a maid twice a week to come to our apartment. She'll work for 5 hours each time. It's a fixed amount of time and it's fixed amount of price, okay? They call that a day of work and it costs about a good price of 70,000 pesos, all right? Which is about a tick under 20 bucks each time. And in that time, they'll do all your cooking, cleaning, and laundry. All that together, we get twice a week, 70,000 each time. Obviously, I split it with my girlfriend, so that's costing me $65 per month. Obviously, she does the cleaning and the laundry, but also she'll do meal prep. So we'll just tell her what type of food we want cooked and she'll cook that up, pack it up, and then we'll have it in the fridge to eat over the course of the week. So that really saves a lot of time and effort as well. If you're thinking, how much do I need a maid? Well, it depends, but I think for us, there's 2 of us living in the house and twice a week is plenty. Once a month, I will get a massage. My physio will come to my house and he'll do the massage and it costs 120,000 pesos, which is only $27. And that's a 1 hour massage of deep tissue / sports massage, all right? The next one is coffee at a cafe. So twice a week, we'll head out just to change up the environment and have a coffee. And that is 6,000 per coffee, which is like $1.50, very cheap. And that's like an Americano. And that costs about $11 a month. So next, barber. This is another awesome one that's a lot cheaper than probably wherever you're from for a great level of service. My barber, he's based in Provenza, which is the most tourist area in the whole city. Haircut and beard shaving and shaping and trimming, it takes him about 45 minutes to 60 minutes, but it costs only 40,000. 40,000 depending on how many times you need your haircut. I was having my hair pretty long, so I was only doing it once a month. Now that it's shorter, I think I'm gonna have to go more often, but I had it at once a month for $9.30. So really, really cheap. Health insurance is a big one that a lot of you wanna have. I personally don't have it. I just go to the doctor if anything happens. Doctor doctor is very cheap here, $25 for a doctor's visit. I've had specialist visits when something was happening with my neck, with a neck specialist. That was about $50. I went and had x-rays on my shoulder once when I got injured. I think that was only like $40 or $50. Everything's pretty cheap out of pocket, all right, without insurance. If you want insurance, it's about $80 a month. Insurance for a 35-year-old person. Obviously, it goes up the older that you are. I have a whole video on that I did with a insurance agent. Check the description for that too, all right? That's all my monthly fixed expenses. So that's what I spend every single month. So that comes to $560 US, 2.5 million Colombian pesos. Guys, you can see here that I'm not living like a backpacker. I'm not sleeping in a dormitory. I'm not living a shitty life. I'm living a very, very comfortable life. It's only $560. So I think that's a realistic expectation. If you wanted to add that on top of rental, like I told you, let's do some quick maths here. If we put my $560 a month, I think that's a very realistic living expenses calculation. We put that next to the amounts I told you that you should be paying on rent. If you live in Poblado, I think about 2,000 is doable. Laureles, you can get that under 1,500. In Envigado, you can get that about 1,300. I think for living a good life and comfortable life and a life that's much better than whichever country you came from, which is the ultimate goal, right? I think these are really, really accurate figures. By the way, if you're a nerd like me and you like spreadsheets, I've included the spreadsheet that I used in the video description, so you can download that and make your own spreadsheet. Also, if you want to know more about cost of living, check out this video.